Yo guys, I'm HP, and this is Dr. Pink, and welcome to Guitar Beginners Lesson 3. We're going to start with basic chords today. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button, and also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. So this is now the third lesson of the Guitar Beginners course. If you haven't done the two previous lessons, check them out here on the channel or in the Academy. They also find all the learning material for these types of lesson, which is really useful. Today we're starting with basic chords, and if you followed the first two lessons, they were quite simple, even for beginners, manageable. But now it's getting to a little bit tougher stuff. We start to use chords. You know, the typical thing you know from guitar playing, and unfortunately this will not happen overnight. You know, the main problem is that you put your fingers in the perfect position, and you can switch very fast to a new position with the perfect position of the fingers plus the momentum here. But I'm gonna take you step by step through this process, and I also give you some stuff which makes this phase more enjoyable. But I know it is not because the hands don't work, the fingers start to hurt. You need to have short nails, by the way, for when you play guitar. And let's now check out the chords and start to use them in really simple songs, and all step by step. So we're talking about the basic chords today, and there are different types of chords, and I have two little simple songs where you can start to use the main basic chords, and it's already fun. So we have the E minor as a first chord. That one is probably pretty simple. Sounds like this. Here you have to put your middle finger, second fret A string, ring finger, second fret D string, and then all strings should sound. When you watch chord diagrams, you also see the fingerings, how you grab chords. And just this is 1, 2, 3, 4. The thumb, if the thumb is used, that will be way later. That one will be indexed with a T thumb. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So here you have with the fingers 2 and 3. Okay, E minor. A minor is the next chord. Just move these ones down one string. Now we are on the D and G string, and you add the index finger here, the first finger on the first fret on the B string, and you avoid to play the low E string. And in a chord diagram, this is marked with an X. Chords which are strings which are not played are marked with an X. So A minor. So these two are E minor, A minor. Then we go to C major. That's another basic chord. That one is pretty simple because from the A minor, because you can keep these two fingers and put the third finger here on the third fret of the A string, and the low E string is not played, is marked with the X, C. Okay. And last chord, D major. Now we have the first finger in the second fret of the G string, the second finger on the third fret of the E string, and the third finger on the third fret of the B string. And the low two strings here, the E and the D, are marked with the X, so we only play the top four strings. Okay? So you already can hear these 4 chords. They sound pretty nice. Okay? Now, looks quite easy, but as I already said, till this works automatically, it really takes some practice. You really have to practice this daily, on a daily basis. I remember when I started with these basic chords, I started playing guitar at the age of 20. Well, I was a professional piano player back to that time, but I just really wanted to play guitar. And even with my knowledge and my musical thing, it took me 1 month till I could really grab these chords fluently. So it's an annoying phase. And what I can do as an instructor, I can just try to keep you busy in this time. Just do some stuff which is cool, okay? That will be the first thing, try to grab them. Now the second thing comes, you have to play them and count. So 1, 2, you with their strumming hand, you can count, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be the first thing. And of course, you cannot change the chords so fast when you start with this. So now here comes a trick. You just change earlier. It gives you more time, but now this will give you a knot in your brain. You still count while you change. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably you already stop the chord at count 2, but then you have more time to build it up. And that's really an important part of the lesson. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and so on. I created a little backing track which makes it a little bit more enjoyable. You can try with that. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and so on. If you feel confident enough, you can also try to attack more. You can like 1, 2, 3, and there's also another trick to make the listener believe that you don't need time to switch the last stroke as a beginner. This will be now the down stroke will be an open one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 gives you more time and it doesn't interrupt your strumming thing. Later it's going to be the upstroke, but we don't do upstrokes today. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then try with the track. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on. You have to do this exercise on a daily basis, at least 3 times each exercise, if you want to get this thing done in a reasonable time frame. If you stop this exercise too early, it might lead to a process where you have to start it all over again. You need to get your system, learning the whole system, that first you have to grab, you have to count, and you also have the picking hand, which is doing stuff, you know. That's one of the difficult parts in guitar playing, is not only grabbing here, you also have other things which are going on simultaneously, and you have to practice this till everything goes automatically and do that on a regular basis. Best will be daily, each exercise 3 times. Okay. Now let's do a second song. Let me quickly switch to the other song here. We have, of course, more chords, and there's one famous song which implies most of the basic chords. Hey Joe, and now we do Hey Joe, doing basic chords. So we start with the C. We already learned the C. Then we go to a new chord, is G. Now, G from this position is not too hard. You just go down here on the E string, down here with the second finger on the A string, and the pinky goes here on the 3rd fret on the highest string, on the E string. It will be the G. Okay, so C to G to D. You already learned that. Next is a new one. It's a A major. When you look in the chord books, it's written like this, the fingering. So you have 1st, 2nd, 3rd. You start on the D string, G string, B string, and low E string is not played as an X. You already can hear it. I have big hands. I have difficulties doing it because my fingers don't really fit. So you can do either like this or what I do, but that's probably too early, but you can still already try if you want. You just take one finger, that will be the index finger, and you cover the 3 strings with one finger, and the high string is not played. You could do either like this, which I never do because I have too big hands, or this. Okay? And the last one would be E major, which is quite similar to the E minor you already learned. E minor, and you add the index finger on the G string on the 1st fret. Okay? Now, Hey Joe is like this. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then starts all over again. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and you can try to play it. I have created a second backing track, slow one. Practice with that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, and so on. Then it starts all over again. Now it changes faster after 2 beats, so this one is probably more challenging than the one before because you don't have so much time to change. But the advantage is some chords are quite, like from C to G is not too hard. So this one is now harder, this exercise, than the one before, but you know, you have to have a challenge. Additionally, you can do some training for soloing with the second part of the theme, which was this one here. Okay, I'll show you. When you just see the frets, you have 3 on the A string, 0 on the E string, 0, 1, 2, 3. And when you do the fingering, try to use each finger, you know, like you start probably with the ring finger, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Then we go on the 2nd fret on the A string. Now we use index finger, 1, 1, 2, 3. We just move up for 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th fret. Then we move down, same thing here on the E string. Now we move on the 4th fret of the A string, and the same thing again. So the whole thing is like this. Oops. And if you want, you can add this here. That will be, you grab on the 2nd fret on the A string, and then the open D string, and then here on the 2nd fret. So then the whole thing, I play with the backing track, that you can see it properly. And starts all over again. So this already prepares your fingers, you know, to just stay calm here on the fretboard and not do stuff like this. But at the beginning, you probably will do stuff like this, you know. The goal here is that they are flat, and you probably, when you're really a beginner, it will not work. I can tell by now because I've seen many beginners. So don't get desperate, just keep it going, you know. And this is something which, you know, this is like an exercise, but something which is already a song. That's why I always pick Hey Joe as a beginner song, because it implies the two basic things you need to learn at the beginning. The chords, the basic chords, plus for later for soloing to make your fingers flat. And it's way more fun than just dry exercises. You guys, this was Total Guitar Beginners 3 now. As I already said at the beginning of the tutorial, this part is also at the very beginning of guitar playing, but is now way more challenging than the previous 2 lessons. But there's no way to skip this, or there's no way to make a shortcut, or however. The main thing is just do these exercises 3 times daily, each of them. And this you need to keep this going over a phase of a few weeks, you know, till you it's like brushing your teeth or something like that. Just make a spot in your day where you can do this. It probably takes you 10 minutes per day, but you have to do this 10 minutes. If you don't do that, I've seen it with students, then this process till you learn these chords can really prolong. It's on a really long, or you probably will never be able to play these chords. So this is one of the main challenges. Later on, we're going to have another really big challenge, the barre chords. That's gonna also, but we skip this for today. And my main job as an instructor or as a teacher in this phase is, because things repeat themselves all the time, because you cannot skip these exercises, you know, these chords, you cannot skip them. It's just to keep you busy and motivated with different exercise, with different stuff which gives you fun, new motivation, just to keep it going. But it's upon you to do it on a daily basis. As I said, I did this when I started guitar in 1 month, but I did all this stuff 1 hour per day. And then after 1 month, I was able to, you know, I could do stuff like that, you know. So it's possible. I know it from my own experience. And it doesn't matter if you have a talent or not. This is pure discipline work, pure, you know, boot camp thing. You just have to do it. Either you do it or you will fail. That's unfortunately the truth. But once you have the stuff together, then life will get really better. I can promise. So you can trust me on that. But before that, it's going to be tough. And I could sell some aspirins for you guys that who get a migraine from repeating stuff like that all the time. Yeah. Good. That's all I have to say. If you want to download these 2 tracks, plus the tabs of what I was just saying here, also learn to read tabs and chord charts. It's really important. You don't need to learn to read music notation, but later on you also need to learn rhythm notation, because that's an important part of learning music, and guitar is a rhythm instrument, and you need to also know rhythm and start connect with rhythm. And it's all part of this beginner's process, which I will take you through during this course here. So if you really want to learn stuff, subscribe to my channel, join it, or even better, become a member of the HPCrazy guitar community. There you also find all the files and advice and stuff like that. Me and Dr. Pink are saying goodbye for today.